Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, this is TBC News, our top stories. Leaders urged to work professionally. Local government elections to be held in November. Good evening, I am Teddy Mparinyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. President Samia Suluhu Hassan has directed leaders sworn in today to work professionally and even go an extra mile in fulfilling their responsibilities. President Samia made the remarks in Dar es Salaam after swearing in leaders she appointed recently. Ngaga has more details.
It is at the State House in Dar es Salaam. Appointed leaders taking oath after President Samia Suluhu Hassan made a minor reshuffle in the cabinet and appointed several government officials. Speaking at the event, the Chief Justice Professor Ibrahim Juma, the Deputy Speaker Musa Azan and Vice President Dr. Philip Mpango urged appointed leaders to work for the benefit of the people.
Mwananchi unaelengwa na sheria, mwananchi ambaye una haki.
A citizen who is targeted by the law, also a citizen with rights. You are responsible for your country and institution. So we should consider both rights and responsibilities. You have been given huge responsibilities which require confidence, integrity and discipline. Therefore, you should all work hard. You should cooperate with other leaders so that we may achieve major milestones as a nation, and may God bless you.
Addressing the occasion, President Samia Suluhu Hassan says those are normal changes, urging efficiency.
As you perform your duties, you should observe professionalism and also you should think outside the box so that we may serve the people.
Leaders sworn in include ministers, attorney general, deputy permanent secretaries, regional administrative secretaries, and district commissioners. Ngaga, TBC News.
Vice President Dr. Philip Mpango has met and held talks with delegation from World Economic Forum, WEF, in Chamwino, Dodoma. Dr. Mpango says the government plans to cooperate with stakeholders, private sector, and international community in the fight of plastics waste. He has welcomed WEF through international cooperation to work with Tanzania in managing waste caused by plastics.
Really want to reaffirm the government's commitment to work with you. What we need is a Tanzania. We need a planet Earth, which is as much as possible clear of the hazardous plastic waste. This is what we would want to see. We know very well, if you dump plastic waste, it doesn't get to rot. I think scientists say up to 400 years. And this is a disaster. Yeah, so we need, I think, to pull together not just national efforts, but international collaboration to address the challenge before us.
On her side, Director of Cooperation and Management of Plastic Waste from the World Economic Forum, Clement Smith, has complimented Tanzania in its efforts to control plastic waste.
And I want to commend you, your office, and the government of Tanzania for your commitment in building this urgent and collective action already in your country and addressing this issue. It is very apparent to us that Tanzania has prioritized multi-stakeholder action to solve for the plastic challenge. And we are inspired by the thought leadership, the passion we have witnessed throughout our mission. My team and I are therefore extremely enthusiastic to start the cooperation here in Tanzania with the common objective to eradicate plastic pollution. We are really hoping our partnership will start a new page for Tanzania and its fight against the waste crisis. The last 2 days we spent here with our team have shown expertise, knowledge, passion.
Minister of State in President Office, Mohamed Mchengerwa, has announced 27th November this year to be the official date for local government elections. Announcing the date in Dodoma, Mchengerwa urges people to participate and turn out to exercise their rights to vote for the local leaders who can bring sustainable development to the society.
Siku ya uchaguzi.
The local government election will take place on 27th of November 2024.
Development stakeholders have pledged to adhere by the election rules.
Will be casting secret ballot. International election observer will be allowed to observe the local government elections. After receiving the permit from the permanent secretary of the ministry responsible for local government elections, in 21 days after the official election, announcement has been made. We political leaders are heading to this election while observing the 4R as stipulated by Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. We regional commissioner shall observe election ethics.
Research scientist from the National Institute for Medical Research, NIMR, Dr. Kijakazi Mashoto, urges people who prefer to use traditional medicines such as herbs and other therapies to seek proper prescription from trusted authorities such as professional doctors due to the fact that consuming any type of medicine without the assistance of professional help may cause other health effects. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, Dr. Mashoto further reiterated that herbs or traditional medicine can be good when used appropriately and at the right amount.
For those who are using our traditional medicine without prescription, first of all, I would like to tell you that prescribers of the traditional medicine for now are not well known because, yes, they are registered, but they don't usually provide prescriptions unless the drug is being provided by the healthcare providers. So my message to those who are using traditional medicine without prescription to be cautious, because before they use, they must know how much does the traditional medicine contain the active ingredients, because too much of it might be harmful.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Water, Engineer Mwajuma Waziri, has instructed consultant for the construction of the Kiwira Water Project and the Authority of Clean Water and Environmental Sanitation in Mbeya region to evaluate and assess the area where water pipes of the project passed so that people around those areas are compensated and paid their entitlements. Engineer Mwajuma made the remarks in Mbeya after visiting the construction of Kiwira Water Project that will cost more than 117 billion shillings. Ada Fumbata's story is read by Faithengaga.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Water, Engineer Mwajuma Waziri arrives at the Kiwira Water Project in Rungwe District and receives information about the construction of the project that will produce 117 million litres of water per day. Engineer Mwajuma says it is important for the compensation to be paid promptly to beneficiaries in order to avoid complaints.
The problem of these grievances, when you come to preparation of those environmental and social impact assessment and payment to the affected persons, there is a big challenge. You are a consultant, also you are part and parcel. Because if it happens, you complete the exercise. And so many grievances are coming, maybe because there is under verification of the PAPs and so on, or you just do your work and then you leave other PAPs. Our project will be not completed on time because of those grievances. So it is better you have to convey my statement to the consultant and the consultant who was supervising the project to make sure you work together
She urges the construction contractor to ensure that the area of the Kiwira tank is completed before the rains start.
ST is, and it will be instruction, consultant and client, you are there. This intake as we agreed, but you have to know which plan are you going to use for the case of the pipeline. That is very important. I don't want during the rain season to see these activities has been not done because we have a delay of these 2 to 3 months because of the rainfall season. No. Because if you bring up an extension of time because of that reason, I'm not going to grant, because I already visited and we already discussed that matter. What matters is proper arrangement of our activities so that nothing can complement each other.
On her side, the chairperson of the Water Authority, Edina Mwegomole, assures that implementation of the project is completed within the scheduled time.
As far as this project is concerned, we are sure that the water, when it is completed, is going to facilitate more than 1 million people living in Mbeya City and Mbalizi suburban area, where there are more than about 300 people in Mbalizi town. So we are so much assured that this project, when it is completed, we are going to satisfy domestic users, economic users, and the others water till 1940.
And on to the next news. 20 youths riding bicycles around East African countries to promote the East African community have asked governments of those countries and stakeholders to assist them financially so that they can reach their goals. Speaking in Arusha after traveling from Burundi, they say that they do expect to travel to all member states promoting peace.
And today is the 15th day since we arrived here in Arusha. When we leave here, we will cross over to Kenya, and after that, we will go to Uganda, and then we'll go to DRC, and then we will reach Rwanda, and then we will finish in Bujumbura and Guinea.
Tumeingia kwenye hii tour ya kuzunguka nchi za Afrika Mashariki.
We have embarked on this tour around East African countries to promote peace.
Lengo letu. Our goal is to unite these countries into one.
Tukiongea na jamii,
we talk to the community wherever we pass and educate them about climate change, and we also do different activities like planting trees.
Tunatamani yani vitu vitatu.
We would like to promote peace and also contribute to environmental conservation, and also we keep on maintaining the good relationship between the East African countries.
What they are doing is actually the same work each member of this community should be doing. Creating visibility of the community and taking the message of integration agenda down to the people of East Africa. East Africa Community is an organization owned by the people. It's an organization of partner states, and we work here for the people of East Africa Community. As the cyclists move around, they are joined by so many community members, and as they are joined, they always get opportunity to talk to the people.
Representative from East Africa Community, Andrea Rick, says the decision made by those youth is commendable. 6 Indian citizens with the mission of spreading peace through tourism have successfully climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and praised tourism attractions they have seen in Tanzania. They made their remarks in Dar es Salaam after returning from Kilimanjaro. Peter Mganga has the following report.
It is a team of 6 citizens from India who have arrived at the High Commission of India in Tanzania after successfully reaching the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, being part of their mission of strengthening relations between Tanzania and India through the tourism sector. The team leader, Jai Kishan, explains how they managed to climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro is the highest peak, highest point in South African continent. And climbing in Indian Himalayas or the Nepal Himalayas is entirely different when we compare to Kilimanjaro. Most of the time, like there are different routes for climb Kilimanjaro. We follow the Marango route, which is moderate, not very technical.
On the other hand, Uday Kumar, who is disabled and managed to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, says people with disabilities should not be inferior. Rather, they must show the world their capabilities despite challenges of being disabled.
As a team, we got together. That doctor is there, then Subhida Yadav is there, Mr. Pavel Lakshna. Everybody we put together. We made a radius of safety. Like we made a one climber to hold him from right and other climbers from left, and I was just pushing him from the rear side. As you're going up in mountains, because of rarefied oxygen, the lack of oxygen, you feel breathlessness. So the medical team was there to support him.
The 6 climbers from India will continue to visit various tourist attractions available in Africa as part of their mission of spreading the message of peace through the tourism sector. Peter Mganga, TBC News, Dar es Salaam.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Up next is international news. And here is international news as compiled and read by Nyambona Masamba.
International news starts in Africa. Efforts to end 16 months of violence in Sudan are underway in Geneva, but only one side is attending. A delegation from paramilitary rapid support forces has arrived, but a representative from the army haven't turned up. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan to urge him to take part in the negotiations. The talks started on Wednesday, aimed to bring a ceasefire between the warring sides, the paramilitary rapid support forces, and the Sudanese army after 16 months of fighting. The army boycotted the talks because they said they want to be represented in those talks as a government and not an army delegation, and they do not want United Emirates Arabs there. From Africa to Asia, a vision for unifying North and South Korea is being outlined by South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol. Goal of bringing countries together is been a long-held policy subject for Seoul, despite the often difficult foreign relationship of Pyongyang. Yoon made his remark on the annual Liberation Day anniversary, which commemorates the defeat of Japan in World War II and the freeing of the Korean Peninsula from colonial rule. In spite of inter-Korean relations being there was, in years, Yoon offered to set up a consultation body to facilitate talks. He said, within the body, we can address any issues, including economic cooperation, human cultural exchanges, and expose disasters and climate change, in addition to its tensions. With its continuing missile development and self-declared status of nuclear armed state, North Korea seems firm, set on different course. To Sri Lanka, 40 presidential hopeful to submit their nomination to Sri Lankan Electoral Commission. The country will be heading to the polls to choose a leader on September 21st. Incumbent running Wickremesinghe is also intends to run. He took office 2 years ago after widespread protests during the country's financial crisis indicates almost 17 million people are eligible to vote. The son of the former President Mahendra Rajapaksa is also running for the seat, so the former army commander. From Sri Lanka to Bangladesh, students holding sticks fought with supporters of the overthrown government in Bangladesh. Country's longest-serving Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, fled the nation after police crackdown killed at least 300 students protesters. Hasina has been in power almost 20 years. The interim government is now on place, led by Nobel lawyer Mohamed Yunus. At least 2 students' protests have also been named to a temporary administration. And a large crowd have gathered to witness the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi mark the 77 years of independence. Thousands attended the spectacles at the Red Fort in Delhi. The nation flag was raised as Modi delivered the speech. He also paid tribute to Mahatma Gandhi. More than 10,000 security personnel have been deployed right across the city in preparation for the event.
That was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, Tanzanians have been urged to come out in large numbers to participate in the Utu Kwanza Marathon, which aims to raise funds that will go to help people in need of legal aid as participants improve their health and athletics in the country. The chairman of the Utu Kwanza Marathon, Shehzada Wali, says Tanzanians are unable to access legal aid due to lack of capacity, so the Utu Kwanza Marathon has come to provide that support, with race stakeholders saying the race will help to grow the sport of athletics in the country.
When you don't have the culture of running, cycling, it becomes very difficult to produce athletes. With such runs, you produce a culture of athletes, and that's what Utu Kwanza Run is promoting, a culture of producing athletes, but also when you do runs and walks, it's also good for your health, and so building a good, healthy lifestyle to be able to build these people so that they can then participate in competitions like the Olympics and others.
If you want to register and become part of the run, you are able to do that. There will be some centers where everyone can actually pass by and join, do the registration through Lipa number, which Celcom is providing. We are also providing a link which is now available on Utu Kwanza Instagram page and their website. Once you click the bio, it will take you to the form, registration form. You'll be able to make your payment either through mobile money or banks.
I urge all, young, old, able, to come forward, join hands, be a participant on this run so that you could understand that not just your participation, but your presence will make a difference to someone else's life within the country.
The Utu Kwanza Marathon will take place on October 6th, covering 120 kilometers from Dar es Salaam to Bagamoyo, 60 kilometers, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and 5 kilometers, and will include cyclists and athletes. And that is sports news. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let us take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Hello, dear viewers, and welcome for the next 24 weather forecast from the Meteorological Authority. My name is Rebecca William. Starting with windy patterns, and for tomorrow we expect the moderate winds of 30 km per hour for Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Nyasa, as well as for the entire coast. And the state of the sea is expected to be moderate. And for tonight we expect mild dry condition and cool temperatures over most part of the country, with lowest minimum temperature of 7 at Bear region, for Banjombo is 8 degrees Celsius. And for tomorrow we expect areas along Lake Victoria Basin, with the exception of Shinyanga region, to feature partly cloud condition, thunder showers over a few areas, and sun periods. While for the rest part of the country, expect to feature partly cloud condition and sun periods. Let us see next 4 days forecast from different cities and regions. Dar es Salaam on 17th and 19th, light rain is expected and minimum temperature is 20 degrees. Dodoma sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 17 degrees. Bear sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 7 degrees. Mwanza sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 16 degrees. Kilimanjaro sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 16 degrees. Morogoro sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 20 degrees. Arusha sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 16 degrees. From the Meteorological Authority, thank you and have a good night. And that marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparinyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.